We're going to go to the word of the Lord today in the book of St. Luke, chapter number 13. St. Luke, chapter number 13. Beginning at verse number 10. Very well-known story that we want to talk from today. St. Luke, chapter number 13, beginning at verse number 10. It reads and it says, "Now he was teaching in one of the synagogues on the Sabbath. And behold, there was a woman who had a spirit of infirmity 18 years, and was bent over and could in no way raise herself up. But when Jesus saw her, he called her to him and said to her, Woman, thou art loosed from your infirmity. And he laid his hands on her, and immediately she was made straight and glorified God." That's as far as we're going to read, but I want to park right there on the simple words that Jesus said when he called out and he said, "Woman, thou art loosed from your infirmity." So today I want to talk just briefly, if you will, loose from your trouble. Loosed from your trouble. Our particular passage of scripture starts off today and it says that now he's talking about Jesus himself, who found himself teaching in one of the synagogues in Jerusalem. He was at one of the churches. He was there in the place and he letting everyone know the word of God. While he was preaching, he looked out into the congregation and he saw a woman who had a problem. It said that the woman not only had a problem, but she's had this problem for 18 years. It does not say what her problem was. It did not say how she got it. It did not say whether it was her fault or someone else's. It didn't say whether or not it was a sin against her and this was a punishment. All it said was that she had an infirmity for 18 years. The first thing we need to understand is when it comes to having a problem, when you're really looking at it and you're in that place where you're dealing with the problem, it does not matter how you got there. Does not matter how long you've been there. Doesn't matter whose fault it is. If the problem is that you have an issue, a problem, a situation that you've been dealing with.
Come on.
I don't know about you, but sometimes there's some things in my life that I've had to endure for a while. I've been trying about it. I've been praying about it. I've been telling people about it. I've been believing for it. But in all this time, I am still dealing with it. But the thing we've got to understand is in the midst of what we're going through, we've got to see that the woman had a problem. That's all that really matters. She had a problem, and she's had it for a while, and she's been dealing with it. The important thing about that, though, is that she found herself in church. All right. That right there will preach by itself. So many times we find ourselves in a problem, we isolate ourselves. We start hanging out, hanging everywhere else but where we need to be. We find that this woman had an issue, but she was found in church. Yeah. That right there ought to tell you that you can come to church, be faithful in the church, have a position in the church, and still have a problem. All right. So many times we get in our mind that if I go to church, God's going to make everything all right. But you need to see that even when you're doing everything that you need to do, everything that you're supposed to do, everything you're expected to do, in life, you are still going to have issues that you're going to have to face. Yeah. And it does not mean that you're going to have a one-week problem. Yeah. All right. Said this woman had her issue for 18 years. And what I love about this is just using my own imagination. This wasn't the only problem she had. It said that she had it for 18 years. I am sure that in the presence of time, she's had other issues on top of this one.
All right.
So we don't always have to face our issue one issue at a time. Sometimes you're going to have to deal with more than one thing going wrong in your life at the same time. But you can't fall apart and fall away just because things in life have gotten difficult. You need to realize that the harder life gets, the harder you need to push to do what it is you're supposed to do.
All right.
You can't allow life to just beat you down all the time. Every now and then, you ought to have something in you that helps you fight back.
Yeah.
Every now and then, you ought to be able to say, you know what, I have been here before. I have done and overcome this before. This thing right here, I know I can make it.
All right.
But she had this one issue that she's been dealing with all this time. For 18 years. She's been dealing with a problem, dealing with an issue, dealing with a discomfort, dealing with something going wrong in her life. But yet she found herself going to church.
All right.
Yet she found herself in the place where she needed to be in order for her problem to be helped.
Yeah.
But yet in the midst of it, she still had an issue.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but we all look good sitting up in here today. We all cleaned up, smelling good, got our hair all done, and we look all nice. But if we really be honest with ourselves, all of us are dealing with at least one issue.
All right.
We are all dealing with something that's not going right in our life, something that's been going bad in our life, something that hasn't been going according to our plan in our life. But we all still look okay.
All right.
It said that not only did she have this issue, but the Bible said that she was bent over from the weight of the pressure, the weight of the situation, because things have happened. You know, every now and then, the problems of life will weigh you down. Every now and then, you can't even wear a smile. Every now and then, you can try as hard as you can, but it seems like life just seems to win every now and then. Every situation you deal with, we need to understand that every time things come, some of it is going to weigh on you.
All right.
Everything happened, you can't just brush it off. Said she had it for 18 years, and in those 18 years since she's been over, and she could in no way straighten up herself. It means that she was in a situation, let me use my own imagination again. It meant that in this situation, she was dealing with some stuff she couldn't fix. She was dealing with some stuff that had weighed her down, was dealing with some stuff that had bent her over, but she couldn't do what she needed to do in order to save herself. See, it's one thing when I can do what I need to do, and everything is all right. It's okay if I'm in a situation where I can solve it. But every now and then you have to deal with a problem when you can't do anything about it. You have done all you can. You've heard it, you've listened, you've Googled it, you've looked at, you've asked doctors, you've asked other folks, what do I need to do? Where do I need to go? How do I handle this? You've tried it all and failed. But every now and then the only thing you got is just to keep on pushing.
All right.
You got to keep on pushing in spite of how you feel. Keep on pushing in spite of what's going on. Keep on pushing when other people don't understand. You got to keep on pushing. 18 years.
Yeah.
She's been dealing with the issue. Now she finds herself bent over from the trouble. Bent over from the situation. Bowing down to what she's dealing with. Have you ever been in a situation where you feel like you're bowing down to it? See, bowing down is a sign of leadership to a lesser. What that means is, like when you come into contact with the king, because he is the king and he's up here, and we are peasants and we're down here, we come into his presence, we have to bow. It means that if you notice, even when dogs fight, they call one, it's called the alpha dog. The alpha dog is the bigger and the stronger, the meaner of the dog. And so when the other dog comes in contact with him, the alpha dog stands up and his hair begins to stand up on his neck. He begins to growl. He begins to show off who he is. And then the other dogs will begin to bow in his presence. Have you ever been in a situation where your problem make you bow? where it seems like your problem is greater than who you are and what you're dealing with. And so you end up bowing in the presence of your problem because it seems like your problem has the upper hand on you. It seems like your problem is wearing you down. It seems like your problem's got the upper hand. It seems like your problem has got all the strength. It seems like the problem is what's ruling and running everything. And so you find yourself in a bowed position. But oh, I love the fact that when she was standing and Jesus was talking, he looked out in the congregation and he saw her bowing. And he realized that when she was bowing, she wasn't bowing because of what he was saying. He realized that she wasn't bowing because she realized the presence that she was in. She wasn't bowing because she realized that this was the Son of God. She wasn't bowing because she was reeling under the pressure of the word that he was saying. He realized that situation had her bowing. And so without her coming to a prayer line, without her getting in the $100 line, without her getting miracle water, without her getting a splinter from the cross, without her having anything on the outside, the Bible said that he called her unto himself. All right. Ooh, just that alone ought to give us confidence in knowing that Jesus knows exactly where you are. That even though she was probably in the back of everything, he called her unto himself. He looked at her situation, looked at her circumstance, without her opening her mouth and telling him what was going on, without her opening her mouth and explaining her condition, without her opening her mouth and having to tell the history of how she got there. He saw where she was and called her from where she was unto himself. Why is that significant? It's significant because we have to understand that God's doing the same thing for us right now. He's looking at you in your situation and your circumstance. He's looking at what you're dealing with and how you're doing it. He's looking at what's going on and how bad life is treating you. And he's calling you from where you are, and he's calling you unto himself. He said, I know where you are. I know what you're dealing with. I know how hard life is, but I'm calling you unto myself. He said, you don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to keep dealing with what you got. I'm calling you unto myself. Come along out from among them and come to me. All you that are heavy laden and burdened down, I'll give you rest. He's calling us. Looked out in the congregation and saw thousands of folk out there. But he said, that one, that's the one I want. Oh, have you ever wondered why you got blessed when other people in the same situation wasn't? It's because God saw you in your condition and he called you unto himself. That means that it had nothing to do with you. It had nothing to do with where you were. It had nothing to do with who you related to. God saw your condition, loved you enough that he called you out from among them. He said, you know what? I got plans for you. I got a pathway for you. I got need of you. So I got to call you from where you are up to where I am. He called her. Oh, did y'all understand the story right there? Oh, I'm getting excited. Did you understand? He called her just the way she was. When she had to walk down the aisle, she had to walk while she was still bent over. But she was coming. Woo, woo, I don't know about you, but that gets me excited. Because he didn't have to straighten her up before he called her from where she was. All right. Oh, don't y'all see that? That means that no matter how crazy it is, no matter what's going on in your life, no matter how bad things are, God can still call you right where you are. He ain't got to fix it first. He ain't got to straighten you first. He ain't got to give you words first. He ain't got to heal you first. He ain't got to calm them down first. He can call you right where you are. Oh, somebody get excited, please. Because we've got to see that God wants you just the way you are. You ain't got to be like nobody else. You ain't got to act like nobody else. You ain't got to have it all together. You ain't got to pay for it. You ain't got to have enough education. God wants you just the way you are. So in the midst of all those other folk, he called her. Ooh, I'm trying to contain myself. But he's called her. And here she comes. Bent over. Here she come. Folk looking at her. Here she come. Folk been laughing at her, but here she come. Folk didn't want to help her, but here she come. Folk that been pointing at her, but here she come. Folk didn't want to buy, but here she come. Folk that earlier pushed her back, but here she come. Folk didn't understand her condition, but here she come. Folk that didn't want her around, but here she come. What does that have to do with me? That lets you to know that it don't matter where you are and what you're dealing with. Folk can't stop you from getting where God wants you. That means that I don't care how many people don't like you, they cannot stop you. That's why you got to stop living your life for everybody else, because God is in control. And it don't matter if they don't like you. It don't matter if they don't want you. It doesn't matter if they talk about you. It doesn't matter if they isolate you. If God wants you, there's nothing they can do about it. So here she comes. Still been over. Still got an issue. Still got a problem. But here she comes. See, somebody need to get in their spirit. God, I'm still messed up, but here I come. God, I'm still weighted down, but here I come. Still got some issues, but here I come. I'm still broke, but here I come. Folk don't like me, but here I come. Folk don't want me, but here I come. I'm still unemployed, but here I come. Still don't feel good, but here I come. Body's still aching, but here I come. I don't understand, but here I come. I've been lonely, but here I come. God, I'm coming to you. So here she comes. Trying to get there. Still been over. But here she comes. Ooh, I can't get off of that, because I got to realize that everything's still not in order. But Lord, here I come. I don't understand what's going on, but Lord, here I come. Things are still out of order, but Lord, here I come. I can't explain where I am, but Lord, here I come. I can't put into words where I am, but Lord, here I come. You've got to get that in your mind. Lord, here I come. I can't put it into words, but Lord, here I come. It don't even make sense, but Lord, here I come. I caused it myself, but Lord, here I come. Here I come. And the Bible says that she had 18 years, but she walked past all the folk that may not have wanted anything to do with her. He didn't call them. He called her. There was probably some other women who were in better shape. Probably some other women who had better hair. Probably some other women who were shaped better. Probably some other women who were in a better position. Probably some other women who were healthier. Probably some other women who were in better shape, in better mental shape. But he didn't call them, he called her. And without her knowing what he was going to do. He didn't say, baby, come up here, let me heal you. He didn't say, baby, come up here, let me do something for you. He didn't say, baby, come up here, I got money for you. Baby, come up here, I got food for you. He just said, baby, come here. And out of faith, she said, I don't know what he wants, but I'm coming. I don't know what he's going to do, but I'm coming. He may not give me anything, but I'm coming. He may just laugh at me, but I'm coming. I don't know what I'm getting, but I'm coming. It may take me a while, but I'm coming. I don't know what people going to say, but I'm coming. Folk going to point at me, but I'm coming. Folk going to laugh, but I'm coming. Folk don't understand, but I'm coming. And when she got there, the Bible says he laid hands on her. Ooh. See, I'm so glad that God is in a position where he can call you from where you are and then meet you where you are. Because in the midst of her coming, he had to get close enough to touch her. See, it's amazing when you can get into a situation and know that your God will come find you right where you are. In the midst of your condition, in the midst of your circumstance, he will come right where you are and find you. He will get close enough to touch you, close enough to answer you. He said that when you call, while you are calling, I'll answer. He's close enough that a whisper he can interpret. He's so close that he can think your thoughts from afar off. That means that before you even think it, he already knows. If you already need God, God said, I already know. I'm the one gave you the thought to even ask me for what it was you were going to ask me for. So I knew you were going to need my help. That's why I gave you the thought to ask me. Oh, come on, y'all. I'm all excited all by myself. He said, and he got close to her and he laid hands on her. And the Bible says, immediately, the problem that she had didn't seem so bad. The thing that was weighing her down seemed to get a little lighter. It seemed like the problem she was in began to look a little better. It began to be a little light in her situation. When she got there, it was dark. But when she met him, it lightened up. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to let you know that sometimes God can change your situation and never touch you at all. But then there are other times he can touch you in the midst of what you're going through, and in the midst of it, without anything changing, the evidence of who you are caused you to straighten up. You talking about, wait a minute, I can walk better than this. Wait a minute, I am better than this. Wait a minute, I can move out of this. Wait a minute, it ain't gonna hold me no more. The Bible said that when he touched her, immediately she straightened up.
All right.
See, that made me think about the Tuskegee Airmen when he said straighten up and fly right. It doesn't mean that you ain't been flying all along, but sometimes you need to straighten up so you can fly right. I know you've been doing everything and everything's been doing all right in your life, but you can always straighten up and fly right. Because immediately when he touched her, she straightened up. My big mama used to tell me that it is impossible to come in contact with God and remain the same. Right. So some of us, all we need is just a touch. He can loose us from our infirmity, loose us from our problem, loose us from our situation, loose us from the things that had us bound, loose from the things that had us in prison, loosed in our minds, loosed in your body, loosed on your job, loosed in your household, loosed in your relationship, loosed in your pain, loosed in your frustration, loosed in your circumstances. God said you are loose from your infirmity. What does that mean? That means it don't matter what the problem is, you are loosed. Doesn't matter what you're dealing with, you are loosed. Doesn't matter how long you had it, you are loosed. Doesn't matter how frustrated you've been, you lose. Doesn't matter how long you've been fighting, you lose. Doesn't matter how you got there, but you're loosed. It doesn't matter whose fault it was, you lose. Oh, but the thing is, you got to be loosed in your mind first. The problem a lot of us have is we've gotten out of the situation, but the situation is still in us. See, the problem is you free, but you don't know you're free here. So you're still bound in your mind. So you are bound emotionally when you are not bound physically. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say the problem is it's not enough to be free if you don't know you're free. It doesn't matter if you're free if you can't get in your mind that you're free. See, the problem a lot of us have is we fighting ghosts. Oh, we fighting a bunch of ghosts. Things that really ain't there, but we fighting them. Things that we put, see, because there's a line from one of my movies, I ain't going to tell you what the movie is, but it says, who you going to believe? You going to believe me or your lying eyes? See, what am I trying to say? See, because sometimes the thing that we are seeing, we make ourselves see it because we see it in our mind. When you look at the evidence says up and down. But when you look at it in your mind, you begin to see things. And you make things happen because it's happening in your mind.
Preach, Pastor!
See, the thing you can't get over is you will find out that your mind can play tricks on you. You can make your mind, your eyes see anything. And when you see it, your mind will interpret it.
All right.
Wait a minute, let me give you an example because y'all don't understand. Because y'all looking at me funny. He said, have you ever been in somewhere and you seen somebody and you told them, man, you look right at me, and you didn't say a word? And they talking about, I ain't seen you. He talking about, yes, you did. Because you had on that blue skirt with that white blouse. You had your hair all pinned up in the little ball in the bun right there on the top. You had on them blue shoes that you say hurt your feet. And you were switching because you had that little blue purse with the big flower on it. And you were walking, girl, you were switching so hard I thought your back was hurting. And you talking about, yeah, girl, you did see me, but I didn't see you. And you say you looked right at me. See, your mind says she looked at you. But because what you did was when you thought you saw her.
All right.
I'm not saying you didn't see her. I'm saying that you saw with your eyes what your mind interpreted. And your mind said she looked you right in the eye and didn't speak.
All right.
So now you all mad. You all upset. and you acted all shady because she didn't speak to you and she really didn't even see you.
All right. Yeah.
But your mind said, she looked me right in my face. See, we fight ghosts. Ghosts say you can make and interpret whatever you want based on what you see.
Yeah.
You don't have to see it. It don't even have to be real. But when you see it with your eyes, it's up to you to interpret how you want to interpret it. And sometimes we let our minds run wild. We begin to see things that ain't there. That's a ghost. You begin to make things be as though they were not. That's a ghost. You begin to interpret what you want to based on what you want it to be. That's a ghost. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say there are so many folk that got broke up in relationships because they made up in their mind what they wanted to see. So they look at something, they say, no, that's what you're doing. I see it. And that's what you got in your mind. There's other people that got in trouble. They in jail right now because somebody said, I saw you when they really didn't see you. Their mind said it was you. They just got him out of jail just last week. Been in jail 30 years. And they just now find out it wasn't him. But her eyes told her it was him. Her eyes said it was him. Without the evidence, but it was what her eyes said. And now for 30 years, he's been paying for it. And don't fix that.
All right.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Don't repair that. See, there's some things we're going to have to deal with because we created them ourselves. Ooh. Oh. But I love he still called her. It don't matter what condition she was in, he still called her. It doesn't matter how bad she was feeling, he still called her. And with her bent over self, with her in pain self, with her I don't know how I'm going to get there self, with her I've been dealing with this for a long time self, with her I've been trying to hide this from people self. In the midst of all of that, here she comes. And I can hear folk. I don't know where she's going. I don't know why he called her. I don't know what's up with her. She thinks she's something. But it don't matter what you think, she's still coming. It don't matter how you're feeling, she's still coming. What am I trying to say? You can't let people stop you from getting to where you need to get to. You need to keep pushing even when folk don't understand. Even when folk try to tell you what you don't deserve. You need to know what God has called you to do, and you need to find yourself handling up to get where it is you need to get to. Because you can't allow folk that's not going to help you, can't help you, don't know what to do to help you, stop you from getting to where God has for you. Now, she has probably asked everybody who is thinking crazy about her for help at one point. And the same folk that wouldn't help her would be the same one talking about her. But you know what they talking about her? From their seats as she's going to where she needs to be. Oh, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to tell you, people going to talk anyway. But give them something to talk about. Find your way, get to where you need to be. He said, if you need something to talk about, I'm going to give you something to talk about. You can talk from back there, because I'm up here. You can talk from your seat, because I'm on my way. You can talk and hate on me from behind, because I'm on my way to where I need to be. Don't let folks stop you. Don't let folks talk you down. Because the same folk that talk with you will talk about you.
All right. My Lord.
But when she got to where she was going, he laid hands on her. And he said, woman, because he said, I ain't got to call you by name. He said, because I know you.
Yeah.
He said, but the thing is, I want you to understand that it's not specific to who you are. Ooh. He said, I'm not having a generic blessing. I'm having a personal blessing. But it is personal between me and you. And I mean, it lasts for anybody. He said, so when I bless you, I don't have to call you by name for you to receive what it is I have for you. So he said, woman. It doesn't matter if it was a man, a woman, a chick, a child, a he, a she, him, her, or one of them that ain't figured out what they want to be yet.
All right.
See,
Right.
That's why they got that bathroom thing going on right now, because there's folk that don't know what they want to be, and they want to know what bathroom they go in. But see, the thing that I have a problem with is that you've been going to a bathroom all this time. Why all of a sudden you got a problem and don't know which one you've been using? The one you've been using all this time, the one you were potty trained with, they already showed you which one you needed to use. So I don't understand why all of a sudden we got to have this big old issue trying to figure out what bathroom you need to go in. Just saying. If it's that big of an issue, go find you a tree in the backyard. You can stand, sit, squat, lay down, anything you want to. It won't bother nobody. So I don't understand why I got to go through all of these changes for you to go to the bathroom. Go to the unmarked one. Him, her, and other. Other works every time. Just saying. That's just me. But the thing is, he said it don't matter if it was who it was. He said, woman, you lose. He said, I know how you came here, but you lose. I know how you felt when you got here, but you lose. I know you left the problem at home when you got here, but you lose. I know you thought about it all the way here, but you lose. I know your evidence say everything is still the same, but you lose. I know things don't feel any different, but you lose. I know mentally you're still trying to figure it out, but you lose. What does that mean for me? That means that sometimes you got to accept it based on faith. It doesn't matter what you feel like and what it look like. Sometimes you just got to believe that it is so, just because God said it. You know, you got to say, you know what? I don't understand how it's going to work out, but I just believe things are going to get better after a while. I don't have any evidence that says it. I don't have any proof that it's going to happen. He said, but you know what? I got enough faith to say things are going to get better after a while. It may be bad right now, but if I can go just a little while longer, things are going to get better after a while. I can tell myself, I believe for myself. I have to look in the mirror and preach to myself and tell myself, you know what? Yes, you can. You can make it through this. Yes, you can. You can outlast this. Yes, you can make it. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can stand. Yes, you can keep going. Yes. Tell yourself, I am loosed. I don't care what's been holding me. I'm loosed. I ain't talking about physically. I'm loosed in my mind. I'm loosed in my relationship. I'm loosed in my family. I'm loosed in my home. I'm loose with my children. I'm loose with my spouse. I'm loose with my neighbors. Loosed in my church. Free to do what I need to do. See, but if you're going to be loosed, you got to be loosed in your mind first. You have to tell yourself, I'm loosed. Because do you know there are people that are in the hospital right now that they can't find out what's wrong with them? They call it psychosomatic. Psychosomatic means that there's nothing physically wrong, but their mind tells them that they're sick. So their body begins to react and they have all the symptoms of being sick. But when they look at them physically, ain't nothing wrong with them. Say, but they sick in their mind. And so their body begins to act because of what their mind says. Oh, then what does that really mean? That means that a lot of this that we're dealing with, we might be able to change it if we change our mind. That's why God told him, he said, let this mind be in you that's also in Christ Jesus. He said, because so is the man thinketh, so is he. That means that a lot of times the reason we have to deal with this is not because God wants us to, but because your mind won't let you think any way different. Yeah, so if you want to be free, start here. See, it doesn't matter what you have here. Doesn't matter what you have here if you are locked up here. So the man thinking, so is he. Maya Angelou had a poem, says, I know why the cage bird sings. If you really look at what she's trying to say, she's saying the bird is in a cage. The bird is locked up. The bird is in prison, but the bird is yet singing. Why? Because he's singing not because of where he is physically. He's singing because he has a song, because he's free in his mind. But what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say God wants to loose you, but he wants to start first in your mind. He wants to loose your mind because it doesn't do you any good to loose your mind, loose you physically, take you out of your imprisonment, take you out of your bad situation, take you out of your circumstance, and you take the same problem from there over there. That's why there's a lot of situations and a lot of relationships that we find ourselves in. And it's more known in females than it is in males, but it happens in males as well. But there are so many times that women who have been abused, they get so caught up in the abuse in their mind that when they leave the abuser, they go to another. And if he's not an abuser, they measure him by what they came out of. And as soon as he does something, they say, that's what he did. It may not even mean the same thing, but that's what he did. He did the same thing. He said he loved me too. And look what he did. He used to take me places too. Now look what he did. And so you'll make the current man pay for what the past man did or didn't do. Because they're still bound in their mind. They are free in the relationship, but they're still bound in their mind. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say we all need to get free. We all need to stop fighting ghosts. We all need to let God work on our minds so we can get out of some of these situations. Some of the things that we are bound down with, we might be able to deal with if we could change our minds and straighten up. Because Martin Luther King said, no man can ride your back if you're straight. If you've been over, there's a whole lot of stuff that'll pile on. Whole lot of stuff you end up carrying. Whole lot of stuff that get put on you. Whole lot of folks that see, since you're already there, you might as well take this too. And they'll do it as long as you've been over. But if you start straightening your back, a lot of the stuff that you've been dealing with fall off. So what's my word for the day? My word for the day is, thou art loosed. God wants you to be loosed in wherever you are. With whatever you're dealing with, God wants you to lose. God don't want you to live beneath your privilege all your life. He wants you to be loosed. He wants you to be free. He wants you to be able to move around. He wants you to be able to accomplish. He wants you to be able to do better than you're doing now. He wants you to be able to rise up above your situation. He wants you to be able to be in a place where you can deal with your situation. He wants you to be in a place where you can be useful. He wants you to be in a place where you can be successful. He wants you in a place where you can do more than you ever imagined. But you can't do it if you are always bound in your mind. So he said, woman, thou art loose from your infirmity. He didn't tell her straighten up. He didn't say, woman, straighten up now. You don't have to be bowed down no more. He said, you know what? You are loose from your infirmity. And loosing the infirmity made her straighten up. Ooh. He said, because he know that if he'd have told her to stand up, she'd have stood up, but she still had a problem. He'd have said, straighten that back. And she'd have straightened up, and she'd have been walking straight, but still had an issue. She'd have still had the same infirmity as she had when she got there. She'd have just looked better. See, the problem a lot of us have is that we get in situations and we think we are right because we look better. But we're still dealing with the same problem, dealing with the same issue. We just look better doing it. So he said, woman, you loose from your problem. And loosen her from the problem caused her to straighten up. So today, God wants you loose. That's what you've got to catch. That's what you've got to understand. That's what you can't forget. That's what you can't look over. That's what you can't bypass. God wants you loosed. That don't mean he wants you loose so you can get a better job. He didn't say he wanted you loose so that'll give you a better house. He said, I want you loose. He said, because I got somewhere I want you to go. And you can't get there if you're bound. You can't get there if you're still struggling. You can't get there if you're fighting ghosts. You can't get there if you're so caught up in what other folk think about you. Because you know what? It don't matter if you do everything right. There are some folk that still ain't gonna like it. You can come in dressed to the nine every time, and folks still not gonna like it. You can do everything right, and folk will look at you and talk about, you know what, she thinks she all that. You dealing with stuff, and you barely got a little self-esteem. And they talking about, look at her walking up here with her head all up like she all of that. And they don't even realize you barely stand. You barely dealing with it. You on the edge of just busting out crying and running out the door screaming. Mm-hmm. And they talking about she thinks she's something. Because I gotta use your poem. He said, a lot of people would look at Sister DJ and talk about, look how she walk in here with her head all up like she's something. And then she give her read that poem about her fighting depression. And people be like, I didn't know she was doing that. But see, those are the same folk that talking about, look at her, she thinks she's something, coming here with her head all held up, walking and strolling like she's something, like she thinks she all that. See, nobody knows your true struggle. Nobody knows your. Remember back in the day we used to have them Coke came in the bottle. I never forget, one time I had a Coke bottle and I was drinking it, and I had it and it was empty. Because you used to take it back and get a deposit. So I was holding on to that bottle. See, now they put it in the recycling bin. But back in the day, you held on to that, boy, because you got a deposit. That means you got a little change off your next purchase. I remember walking, and I dropped it. And it hit the corner of the curb. And it hit it right on the corner of the bottom, because that bottom used to be real thick. It hit it right there on the corner. And the whole glass on the inside shattered. You could see it all cracked up on the inside, but the bottle was still together. See, that's the way a lot of us are right now. When you look at us on the outside, we still together. But if you could ever imagine how we look on the inside, we all cracked up. We're all broken. We're all shattered. We're all barely held together. We're all just trying to deal with it. We all got pieces missing. We all got things that are sharp, things that shouldn't be out of place, things that are contaminated what's on the inside of us, things that are shaken or loose, things that are not like they should be on the inside. But you are measuring me by what I look like on the outside. Just because I look like I got it together doesn't mean that everything is working together for me. Some of this I'm fighting with. I'm just fighting to stay alive, fighting to stay together, fighting to keep from falling apart, fighting to keep my mind sound, fighting to keep control, fighting to keep from coming in and just shooting everybody. You don't know where people are. Yeah. My wife used to watch this show. I had to stop her from watching it. She was getting too into it. She used to watch that show, Snapped. I used to come home, she'd be looking at me like that. I'd be like, we gotta watch something else. Put some cartoons on. We gonna watch some Tom and Jerry. We gonna watch something. Cause she was all into it. I'm like, see, you don't want no ideas. I don't need no ideas. Don't even get no how-tos. Cause she was into it. And she got to the point where she'd be like, ooh, and be all excited about that. I'm like, no, wait a minute, hold on. You have to watch something else.
It was a good show. It's very good.
I was getting nervous. I started drinking my Kool-Aid, and all of a sudden it started tasting funny. I'm like, man, I ain't never had Kool-Aid with an aftertaste. I'd be like, I don't want to drink that.
Now, boy.
See,
because he made his eyes and stuff that
you don't know what people are and what they're dealing with. And see, we look at it and we measure it by what we think we know. And we don't know that some of us are just barely hanging on. We're just one step away from losing. One step away from cracking up. One step away from being on the edge. But God is saying you loosed. Loosed in your mind. Loosed in your body. Loosed in your situation. Thou art loosed from your infirmity. Don't matter how long you've been dealing with it. God said you loosed. So today I want you to take in a new mindset. Don't look at your problem the way you've been looking at it. Don't struggle with it the same way you've been struggling. Try to look at it from a different standpoint. Because God is saying you lose today. Stop saying what ain't going to never happen. Stop saying you want to always be where you are. Look at this thing a little different, because today God's saying that you loosed. Loosed in your mind. Loosed in your body. Loosed in your situation. Loosed in your circumstance. Loosed in your family. Loosed in your relationship. Loosed in your job. Loosed in your car. Loosed in your finances. You are loosed. Now they act like it. Act like you're loosed. That don't mean go out there because you're loose in your finances. You go out there and go crazy and start spending all your money. That ain't what that means. I sure wish it meant, because I'd be more in line. But what it is saying, he said, now you're loose to do better than you've been doing. Stop looking at it like you've been down always. You ain't been down always. Today thou art loose from your infirmities. So straighten up. Fly right. For thou art loosed. Amen?
Amen.